Hi class, this next lesson is going to be on algebra substitution. So substituting in a number for a particular variable when you're given that variable. So this is going to be, it's coordinated with lesson 4.7, and this is going to be the last lesson of unit 4, and then we'll start studying for the test coming up on Thursday. So let's talk about this whole idea or the concept of algebra substitution. So let's see, I'm just going to give you a couple problems here. Let's say, what if I say that, let me find my pen. Okay, so let's say that x equals 4. So that's a given, so you know that x equals 4. So anytime that you see an x, you're going to replace it or substitute it with a 4. So if that's true, then what is 12 divided by x plus 3? What does that equal? Well, I'm going to do exactly what we talked about. I'm going to substitute every time that I see an x. I'm going to change my color just to show you. So here's an x right here. So every time I see an x, I'm going to plug in a 4 instead. So let's just rewrite the problem and rewrite it as 12 divided by 4, because I know that anytime I see an x, I'm going to give it the value of 4, plus 3 equals something. Okay, so 12 divided by 4 is 3. We're going to simplify that, and then 3 plus 3 equals 6. Okay? So I'm going to give you another problem, and I want you to, using the same method, I want you to pause the video and then see if you can solve it, and then we'll come back together and I'll show you how to do it. So the next one, so this was problem 1. We did that completely together. Let's go to problem 2. So in your math notes for tonight, I want you to copy down this first one as your example, but then I also want you to pause the video, try to solve it, and then we'll come back together. Let's see, I need to move down my page. Get a page extension there. Okay. All right. I'm just going to go all the way up to the top and start over with this problem. All right. So the problem is, if y is equal to 10, then what is, and then I'm going to write down the problem here. If you have the problem, 5 and then in parentheses, y minus 4, end of parentheses, divided by 2, okay, equals what? Okay, so remember that anytime you have a 5 and it's next to a number in parentheses, then you're going to multiply whatever's inside the parentheses with the number on the outside. So remember that we're going to substitute 10 every time that we see a y. I'm actually going to pause my video too because I hear you guys coming up from performing arts. So I'm going to see if I can pause. Okay, so you guys have all come back from performing arts on your way to PE. Let's get back to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some substitution here. So I'm going to change colors. There we go. So anytime I see a y, I'm going to put in a 10 instead. So let's just rewrite this problem like we did before, and we'll go 5, and inside the parentheses, 10 minus 4, and the whole thing over 2. We're going to figure out what that equals. So let's go ahead and first solve for what's inside the parentheses. So 10 minus 4 is 6. So I'm just going to rewrite this right below as 5, and then inside we have 6 inside the parentheses over 2. So if you remember at the very beginning of this section, I was saying that anytime you have a number right next to parentheses, you're going to multiply that number with whatever's inside. So let's do that. Oops. No, we don't want to reset that. Cancel. Okay, so let's come on over here. So 5 times 6 is 30, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. But let me see if I can scroll down. There we go. All right, so I'm actually going to rewrite it one more time, extend the page a little further. So just to make sure you caught that, I'm multiplying 5 times 6, so I'm going to just rewrite that as 30. And anytime I have this number here, it's really like a fraction, same thing. That line means divided by, 30 divided by 2, and I know that that is 15. Okay, so hopefully that's what you got too. And let's keep going. I'm going to actually just open up another page. And I like to use the grid background, so I'm going to just drag that out and get back to work here. Okay. So next problem. Come on up, let's start with blue. And let's go with if x equals 2, and let's make it more interesting, and y equals 3. So now we're given the value of x and the value of y. What is xy plus y to the second power? Okay, so just like in the last problem, when you have a variable next to a number or a set of numbers inside parentheses, you're going to multiply. Whenever two variables are right next to each other like this, it means also that you're going to multiply those two together. So let's go ahead and substitute in x equals 2, so let's put a 2 there, and let's use a different color for y. Y equals 3, so let's put in, so just to be clear, we're going to be multiplying those together. So I'm just going to put in parentheses so it doesn't look like a 23. So 2 and a 3 plus, and again we're going to substitute in the 3 instead of the y, and that's to the second power. Okay, and we know that, I'm going to write out what that means. So this really means, over here on this side, it means 2 times 3 plus, and then we know that 3 to the second power really means 3 times 3. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and solve this. 2 times 3 is 6, plus, and we know that 3 times 3 is 9, and 6 plus 9 is equal to 15. Now that you've worked through some of these problems with substitution, I want you to visit the link to the website that I have right underneath this video. And you're going to click on that, and it's going to give you a bunch of different problems to solve using this exact same skill. So you're going to be substituting in numbers for different variables and solving problems. So have fun with it. I want you, as I said, to take the note in your notes. I want you to actually show me that you've solved some problems from this video, and then just spend about maybe 10 minutes or so going through some of the problems on the link that I gave you. So have fun tonight, and I will see you in class tomorrow.